us. Mr. Sirsa, these pictures obviously, are a little shocking because this attack has taken place in Melbourne. And now in these pictures, it's very clear that there are pro-Bhindranwale slogans that are, graffiti of those were painted on the walls of this temple. How do you see this?
See, we strongly condemn this kind of action on any holy place, whether it's a Gurdwara, Mandir or any other place, because these are places of worship and nobody got a right to spread this kind of a hate against each other. And this was the case back in 1980s also. The same thing happened in Punjab also. And that went so bad that then we have to pay a huge price for that. We have to pay for it. So I personally feel that the things which are going the way they are doing in maybe in Canada or in Australia, or now we have seen in Melbourne also, that is very disturbing for all of us. And no Sikh would ever dare do this. Because in principally, no Sikh will ever thought of doing this. I don't know who are those people who are behind this. And if those people say that we are Khalistani, I think it's very shameful act by them. It's a very shameful act by them.
Right. Mr. Sirsa, would you expect perhaps the Indian government to write or to speak to the Australian government over this? Because it does appear that this, is being looked upon as an attack on the Hindu community, which is known to be extremely peaceful.
See, I'm not aware of that. Maybe government would have taken or would have spoken to their counterpart there, or the embassy would have taken this note of this action. But as I said, that definitely nobody has a right to do so, and definitely Indian government will take up this issue if they have not taken yet.
Right. Mr. Sirsa, appreciate your speaking to us on Republic TV. Let's go back to Abhishek, who continues to be with us on the phone line. Now, Abhishek, we are told that, this has shocked the Hindu community in Australia, given that it appears to be, an act of vandalism at the moment.
Obviously, it is an act of vandalism. It is aimed at intimidating, if not outrightly terrorizing Nupur. And I believe the community in Melbourne would, take some legal action and possibly police action. In a bit, we would be connecting with some people there on the ground, and possibly we'll have someone reporting live. But what is important is, Nupur, that this Khalistani fire really spreading out of Canada and onto other foreign territories, in this case Australia, is an area of concern. While we have seen a major crackdown happening on Khalistani elements within India and in some coordination in Europe, particularly in the United Kingdom, for example, we have seen a measure of protection and indulgence even coming in from the Canadian establishment, and it is hoped that the Australian situation does not start resembling Canada.
Right. Abhishek, do stay with us. Let's also go across to Mr. R.P. Singh, who joins us on the phone line. Mr. Singh, earlier on, reports like this used to come in from Canada, parts of the United Kingdom as well, perhaps, some parts of the US. But now that it's traveled to Australia as well, do you find it concerning and perhaps a little disconcerting for, the Hindu community over there, which is largely viewed as being extremely peaceful?
Well, ISI, under their plan of K2, Kashmir and Khalistan put together, they keep pushing Sikh for justice to do all such mistakes. But ultimately, these mistakes don't get ground here in India. But we'll appreciate the government of India should immediately take up the matter with the Australian authorities and ensure that whoever is responsible should be prosecuted under the law of Australia. But no such element should be allowed to radicalize or even for that regard to defecate or to vandalize any place of religion of any community for that regard.
Right, Mr. Singh, appreciate you speaking to us on Republic TV. Thank you very much for joining us. So, as we are hearing from political leaders, they see this as an act of vandalism. Perhaps there will be a move by the Indian government to speak to the Australian authorities about this. But what has been disconcerting has been the fact that we are seeing these instances of vandalism, of graffiti painted on walls across some cities now. And Abhishek, I just like your opinion on that. that as well. You know, it's a little disconcerting, isn't it, Abhishek, when for someone who's living in these countries to wake up and see these pictures that essentially amounts to vandalism, to perhaps